Hey, this is Levavi from LickNRiff.com, and it's time for another viewer request. And in this video, we're gonna learn "Let It Go" from Frozen in a fingerstyle arrangement I've made especially for you guys and girls on commission. What do I mean by that? I mean that one of your fellow viewers purchased a private lesson and told me make it public. Make the lesson for everyone to enjoy and learn and play, but make the best arrangement you can. By that he meant that there seems to be no complete arrangement of Let It Go online, and I've checked, and yes, my arrangement resembles a few other arrangements, but with one difference. It contains the intro, the bridge, and the changes of the choruses and the pre-choruses. What do I mean? I mean the intro, for example. A lot of arrangements seem to miss that. Okay, the intro. Or the bridge, completely gone from many of the arrangements. Okay, the bridge. Or even the small violin line, the interlude between the first chorus and the second verse. Okay, then the second verse. Or even that really surprised me, that the G minor, most people missed the G minor of the chorus. There's a G minor in the chorus and most people don't play that. For example, okay, there's a G minor. Okay, so we're gonna learn everything. Now, I tried my best not to steal from anyone, but there's so much you can do when you arrange the same song. So it might resemble some other arrangements. I don't claim to be completely original. This is, after all, an arrangement of an existing song. But I did my best, and in an uncharacteristic way, I'm reading from a page, because I just finished transcribing this and I just finished writing this, so I don't want to wait, otherwise I'll procrastinate and God knows when I'll make the lesson, so I wanted to make it right now. But first, before we learn it lick by lick with tabs on the screen, don't worry, you'll get cleaner tabs than this. I'm gonna play it for you. Heaven knows how many takes this is gonna take, but here goes. Wish me luck. Enjoy. Alright, so are you ready for this? This is not gonna be a short lesson because this is a very diverse song. It's got the intro, the verse, the pre-chorus, the chorus, the violin interlude, the second verse, which is different from the first verse. Then you play the pre-chorus and the chorus again. Then there's the bridge, the C part. Then there's another chorus with a different ending. So you've got 8 parts to learn. But, gladly, this is a very good song. It's a very, very good song, and it's a lot of fun to play. It's really hard not to get into that song. It's a very emotional song. So let's begin. Yeah, I know there's no U or A in begin, but that's how it came out. Anyway, let's begin with the intro. The intro goes like this. Okay, and on the second time you play it, you end with... Okay, now, what we're gonna do, how we're gonna learn this, is we're going to learn the melody, for example, okay? We're going to learn the melody first, and then we're gonna add the bass note. Because this arrangement is a melody-based arrangement with bass notes played once or twice below the melody. So, let's begin. The first lick of the intro is this. Okay? It's 2 hammer-on to 3 on the E string. Open B string, 2 and 3 on the E string. Okay, now the bass for this is an E bass, but it's not the lowest E, it's this E. It's 2 on the D string. So you play 2 on the D string and 2 on the E string together when you begin. Okay? That's the first lick. Now the second lick is this, which is exactly the same with one change. Instead of 2-3 at the end, you play 3-2. So it's 2 hammer-on to 3 on the E string, open B string, 3-2 on the E string. Okay, now your bass here is the C bass, 3 on the A string. So you put 3 on the A string with your second finger and you play this. Then it's this, which is 0 hammer-on to 2 on the E string, open B string, open E string, 2 on the E string. Okay, so it's with D as your bass. And then the first ending is 0-3 on the B string with the A bass on the along with the D note, along with 3 on the B string. So it's okay. This time you don't pick the bass with the first note. Okay, so you play this. Okay, E bass, C, D, A, and then you play it again. And then you play the first ending again, and then 2 on the B string. Okay? So it's actually, the harmony is A sus4 to A. So you can play the chords if you like. You can play the A sus2 to A chords if that's the arrangement you want to play. Okay? I'm just giving you the melody and the bass notes. And wherever you can play the full chord, I'm gonna tell you can do it, and you can form your own arrangement. You don't have to play what I play. So, again. Okay, so. Okay, So that's the intro. Okay, one part behind us. Now for the verse. I'm gonna play it slowly. Okay, that's the first line. Okay, so the first melody is this. It's just the open B string. So we want to harmonize it with an E minor chord. Okay, so put on the E minor chord and I pick strings 2, 3, 4, and 6. And then it's 3 B strings again, but this time with the third B string you pick the C bass. And then 2, 0 on the G string. Okay, so it's, and then on the G string 0, 0, 2, 2, and with the first A note, with the first 2, you play the D bass. Okay, so you play a D5 here. So, and then open G string, 4 on the D string, 2 on the D string with the A bass. So you've played a D5, now you're playing an A5. So it's, okay, so that's the line. E minor, C, D5, A5. Then it's the E minor again. Okay, this time you play it 4 times and you play the bass and the chord if you want with the second B string. And then 3 on the B string. Then keep the 3 on the B string, put on the C bass and play the C bass with the E string open, and then play 3 on the B string again. So it sounds like this. Okay? You can play the bass along with it or right after it. Okay? For kind of syncope. Alright, so syncopation. So this is the phrase we just learned. The next one is this. Okay, so it's 2 pull off to 0, 2, 2, all on the G string. Okay, now with this note you play the D bass. Okay, so you play the D5 again. So it's pull off, D5. Then pull off again, and then 2 on the G string again with the A bass. Okay, so instead of just an octave, you can play an A5. Okay, you can play 2 and 2 on strings 3 and 4 with the open A string. Okay, so it's a bit of a fuller sound. So this is what we have so far. Okay? And then is this. This is the next line. So you play the E bass, and then, by itself, and then you play 0, 0, 3 on the B string. Then you play the C bass with an open E string, and then 3, 0, 3 on the B string, and then 3 again, this time with the D string. You play this D note twice, so it's, and then 1 0 on the B string, then 1 pull off to 0 on the B string, and you play the A string, the A bass, along with the 1. Okay? So you get this: E, C, D, A. Okay, this is A minor. Okay, but if you play the full A minor, it sounds kind of weird, so I like to keep it just a melody and the bass here. And then the final phrase of the first verse is this. Which is E bass, B string 3 times, 0 2 on the G string, and then the D bass. Okay? On the G string, D bass. 2 pull off to 0, 2 0, all on the G string. Then the A bass and 2 on the D string. So you get this. Okay, so it's this is the first verse. Okay? Let's play it from the top. E minor, C. Okay, I got confused with the rhythm of the next line. D, A, E minor, C, D, A. This is okay. Now it's good. So A, E, C, D, A. Okay, right with the pull off. E, D, A. That's the verse. Okay? Now without me talking. Then the pre-chorus. Okay, that's it. Now the chorus. I'm just kidding. Okay. D. Put on the D chord. Play strings 4, 3 3, 2 2. Okay, these were the strings. Okay, it's just an arpeggio. Then the third string twice more. Then the open E string twice. Then the C bass. Okay, so it's E, C. Then it's an open E string, 3 on the B string, open E string twice. Then the 3 on the B string again. Then E string along with the C bass. Then 2 3 2 2 on the E string. Now the last two you should put on the D chord when you play the last F sharp note. Okay? That way the note will keep ringing and it will sound, it will flow a lot better. Let me show you what I mean. You see, the note was still ringing when I played the D bass instead of having to stop the note. Okay? Keep it ringing into the next chord. So then you play the same thing you played before with the D chord. You play strings 4, 2, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3. Open E string, C bass. Okay? And then 3 on the B string, 0, 2 on the E string, then a full C chord with your pinky on 3 on the E string. Okay, that's the pre-chorus. So, again, D, open E string, C, C, D, C, C with a high G note on 3 on the E string. Alright, so this is what we have so far, the intro. Okay, I'm gonna play it once. The verse. Pre-chorus. Okay, so now for the chorus. Okay, the first line is this. Okay, so it's 3, 2, 3 on the E string, and then you play a G chord. In any way you want. You can play it. You can play it. You can play any way you want. Just try to listen to what your inner ear wants to hear, and then just play it. Okay, just try to play the rhythm of what you hear. And that way you'll build your own arrangement of this. So, G. Then 3, 3 on the B string and 5 on the E string. And then you play a D5 chord, which is 5 on the E string, 3 on the B string, 2 on the G string, and open D string. Okay? It's a D5 chord with a high A. So it's... and then 3 on the E string, then E minor, and play the E string twice more. So then 0, 2 on the E string, then C with a high G. Okay? So, you've played this. G, D5, E minor, C. Then 0, 2, 3 on the E string and the G chord. Then, I like to slide into this. You play 7 on the G string and 7 on the E string. Okay, I like to slide into it. And then 5 on the E string, and you play the D bass. And then 3, 5, 7 on the E string, Now, along with the 7, you can play open strings. You can play strings 2, 3, and 6, which makes this an E minor chord. And then 8, 7, 5, 3. Now, 8, 7, 5, 3. Now play the 3 with your pinky and put on a C chord below it. Again, it's the same C chord you've played twice now with the high G. So now, again, you can syncopate it. You can play the bass afterwards. You can do this. Now, it's this. Okay? Remember the D5 shape with the high G we just played? Take this up to 7. So you have 7, 8, and 10. And bar the 7th fret, play the D bass along with it. This is G over D. It's G5 over D, and D is a part of the G chord. It's the 5th note. So this is the form of a G chord. Okay, so it's just an inversion of a G chord. This. Okay, it's G over D. So this time with the pinky, it's a G5 over D. And then you take the pinky off and you play 7 on the E string. So this makes this G5, G. And then you play the D5 again. Okay, same D5 you've played before with 5 on the E string. And then 3 on the E string. And then 10 on the E string with open 2nd, 3rd, and 6th strings. This is again E minor. And then 7. Then again C with a high G. Okay, so we've had this. And then it's 3, 3 on the E string. Then put on your first finger on the 2nd string and pick it. Along with the G bass with your 2nd finger. This is important. And then add your pinky and 3rd fingers on the 2nd and 3rd strings on the 3rd fret. And pick them. That makes this a G minor. Okay, so we have G minor, and then the finishing line. Okay, and then we begin the interlude, the violin interlude. So it's open E string, and then C. You play a C octave. You play 1 on the B string, 3 on the A string. You play the B string twice more on 1. Then once more and you pull it off. Then an open B string. Then you pull it off again from 1 to 0. Then open G string. Okay, so it was 0, C, 1, 1, 1, pull off to 0, 0, pull off again, open G string. So it was. Okay, it's a simple line. It just becomes confusing when you try to read it out in numbers, fret numbers. Okay, so then you have the interlude, but first let's play the chorus. Okay, G, D5, E minor, C with a high G, G, slide to 7. This, by the way, is G because this is a G chord. D, E, F, G. Okay, so this is still a G chord. And then 5 with D. And then 3, 5, 7, E minor, 8, 7, 5, 3, C with the high G. Now the high G5, D5, E minor, C with a high G, G minor, let's finish with the G bass that begins the interlude. So, the chorus. That was the interlude leading into the second verse. The interlude is 2 bars long. It's G. Put your second finger on the G bass and play 3, 3, 3 on the B string with your third finger. Then 2 on the E string with your second finger. Then 3, 5. Okay? That way you keep the chord ringing as much as possible. Okay, and you only have to leave it with, you only have to leave the chord when you play the 5 with your pinky, because then you have to put on the D5 again. Okay, or you don't have to, you can just play the D bass and play 5, 5, 5. No, it's just twice. It's okay. You can play it 3 times. It's an arrangement after all. So it's 5, 5, 5, 3, 2, 3, just like a phone number in a Hollywood movie. Again, G, 3, 3 on the B string. 2, 3, 5 on the E string, D, 5, 5, 5, 3, 2, 3. Then you begin the second verse, which sounds like this. That's the second verse. It's a short verse. Now, let's play the interlude again, because I haven't played it. I just told you how to play it. I haven't played it for you, so... Okay, so the second verse goes like this. E minor. Again, you can pick the whole chord, or you can just pick the B string. And then you pick it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you play the B string again with a C bass, and then you play a G string. Okay, just the open G string. So it's then you play the G string again, and then you play 3 on the B string along with the D bass. So it's so it's an open G string, then 3 with the D bass, 3 again, 1, 0 on the still on the B string. Then it's blackout for a second. 2 on the G string. This is very confusing. You try reading it out. It's the same notes all the time. So but that's music. Music is the same notes all the time. Only the different. Never mind. Babbling. Blackout, did I say? G string. 2 on the G string and the open A string. Okay, so I'm sure you lost me here. So again, open G string, 3, 3 on the B string, the first 3 with the D string. 1, 0 on the B string, 2 on the G string, then open E string, open A string. Okay, or together. Now, when you play the A octave, this is an A octave. You can play it again an A5. Okay, just to emphasize the chord instead of just playing an octave. Okay, so in any way you want, you can play the octave and then add the E note. Okay, it works as well. And then this is the next lick. It's again the open B string 4 times, and then once more, and then 3 on the B string. This was all on an E minor chord, so it's then open D string and open E string, then 3 on the B string, then 3-3 on the B string again, then 3-3 on the E string, surprise, with an A bass, then 2-0 on the E string, then you play the A chord. Okay? It's important to play the A chord because that's a dramatic harmony there. It's a very important chord to play because otherwise the ear doesn't know whether it should interpret this as an A minor chord or an A chord, and it naturally wants to go to A minor. So that's the modulation, the A chord. So it's important to play the A chord here. So this is still a minor in the ear until you play the A chord. And there is a chord change there in the harmony, so that's why we play the full chord here. That's why I insist on playing the full chord here. So that's the second verse, a very short verse. E, C, D, A, A5, E minor again, D, A bass, A chord, and then you play the pre-chorus again, but let me play it again. I intentionally played the A different way, so you'll see that you can play it in any way you like, and you can also improvise while playing the chords themselves. Now, should we play everything? No, we're gonna play this enough times. Let's move on. Then you play the pre-chorus again. Okay, the same thing. Then you play the chorus again, the entire thing. Okay, same thing. And then you play this. And you keep playing the G minor chord. You don't play the ending line. You don't play, okay, because we're moving into the bridge. So you just play this. Okay, keep playing the G minor chord, and then the bridge. Wow, this is moving faster than I thought it would. Probably because the melody is relatively easy to explain. There are no surprising harmonies here, and there are no like flat 13s and you know, jazz chords and stuff. It's just a normal pop song, albeit a very, very good pop song. Not all pop is bad. Some pop is even better than most, you know, folk songs and stuff. And if you don't believe me, try listening to a folk singer you don't know, or a rock singer you don't know, or even a blues singer you don't know. Most chances are you're going to be bored. And one thing to pop music's advantage is that pop music is almost never boring. It might be repetitive, it might be cliche, it might be just recycling something that everybody else has done, but it's never boring. It's always it always has a hook. So this is a very, very good pop song. Don't discriminate any type of music. In every type of music you can find gems like this one. So the bridge. And then the final chorus. But the bridge. Now, the way I play it requires you to have been practicing this. Just keeping the bass going no matter what you play. If you haven't practiced this, then just play the bass once every few notes. I can't play it. Okay, it works as well, just every beat. Or just practice this. It's not that difficult. Just play it really, really slowly at first, okay? Okay? It might be very, very confusing at first, but if you give it a week and try it every day, eventually the thumb will begin to play automatically, okay? That's the secret behind this. I can't help you more than that because it's you who need to practice this. It's just playing the bass notes all the time. Okay? Just this and forgetting about the thumb and just thinking about the notes. The da 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 da. Okay? Just listening to that. The bass gives you the rhythm. That's the best I can do, the best advice I can give you to practice this. Okay, just practice this and add the notes whenever you feel comfortable and build up to it. Okay, but I wanted to keep the feeling of the bridge, so that's why I kept the bass notes going and have a strong bass line. So, bar the 3rd fret. And put your finger, the 3rd finger, on 5 on the G string. Okay, so you have the C bass and 5 on the G string, which is an octave of that C note. So it's a C note and a C bass. It's the same note. So get your pinky ready. You play 5-5 on the G string, 3-5-6 on the B string. Okay, with your pinky. First you play the barring fret, then you play the pinky. 5 and 6. Now keep the 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the G string because you can use it as a harmony. Okay, even for the next notes. Okay, this C creates a lot more tension than just playing the bass, and it gives the feeling that you're playing a full chord. So try to harmonize with it if you want, with the G string, 5 on the G string. Alright, so we've had 5-5 on the G string, 3-5-6 on the B string. Then we have 3-5-6 on the E string, then 5-3 on the E string. Okay, it just goes up and down. 3-5-6, 5-3. Then 6 on the B string again, then 3 on the E string again. Okay, so that's the line. 5, 5, 3, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, 6 on the B string, 3 on the E string. Okay, and with the bass note and the harmony note, it sounds like this. Okay, and then it's nearly an identical line. You begin the same way. 5, 5, 3, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, 6 on the B string, and then it changes. Before you've played 3 on the E string as your final note, now replace that with 6, 5, 5 pull off to 3. Okay, so it's 6 on the B string, then on the E string 6, 5, 5, pull off to 3. So you have this. Then you push this up 2 frets and you play the same pattern. Okay, I'm going to tell you the frets in a minute. You just look and it's the same thing. Okay? This time you have 5 on the bass and you have 7 on the E string, and it's 7, 7, 5, 7, 8 on the B string, then on the E string 5, 7, 8, 7, 5, 8 on the B string, 5 on the E string. Okay, it's the first line, only up 2 frets. Okay, pretty simple. If you've succeeded with the first line, then you'll succeed playing this. It's the same thing, up 2 frets. It's exactly the same. The same pattern, same melody, same melodic movement, same thing, only different pitch-wise. Then we have this, which is open E string, 7 on the E string, I mean open E bass, and then 7 on the E string, and we have this. Okay, you can play the chord. You can play the chord along with everything. And then it's 8 on the B string and 8 on the E bass, making this a C bass. Okay? So it's 8 and 8 on the 2nd and 6th strings. So it's... Okay, you play the 7s and then you play the bass, the C bass, and then you play both 8s on the B string. Now you can harmonize with the open G string if you want. It's a G octave. This is a G note. Remember that the G chord was here. This is a G note. Alright, so this is what we've had so far. Let's just finish this. We only have 1 bar left and then 1 finishing chord. So it's this. Okay? So it's 5, 5 on the E string with D, with a D bass on the 2nd note. 8 on the B string. 5, 7 on the E string. Then an A minor chord. Bar the 5th fret on strings 1, 2, and 3. Play the A bass along with it. But add your pinky on 8 on the E string. So it's 8, 5, 5 and an open A string. So it's D, A, and then put on a C chord, bar on the 8th fret, E chord shaped. Okay, or just pick it 5 times. So the bridge. C. C again. Different ending, 6, 5, 5, 3. Up 2 frets, first line, same pattern. E minor, C, D, A minor, C. Okay, so now let's play this slowly. Okay. Now for the final chorus. Okay? Some lines are different. For example, the first line, it's this. Okay? Which is, take your pinky, put it on 8 on the E string, slide it down to 7, prepare for a stretch, play the 7 again, put the first finger on 3 on the G bass, 3 on the E bass, making this a G bass, play the chord. Okay? Then play the next lines, the rest of the chorus as usual. D, E minor, C. Then again, G, same thing as before. Then okay, now you can also do this, or actually that can be in a different place. Let me see. Here, on the first C chord, you can add a slide to 5 and then back to 3. So it's okay, slide up to 5, from 3 to 5 on the C chord, back to 3, play the C chord as usual, and then it sounds like this. And then same thing as before. Then it's the same G5 to D5, and then there's the change, the very high change that she sings there, and it's this. Okay, it has a very specific timing, but let's first go over the notes. You have the 3 and a transition to E minor, and then 10, 7, okay? With 10 is the E minor chord, okay? 10 is the 7 of the E minor chord, so it's an E minor 7 chord technically, but it's an E minor chord and she sings the 7th note on it, so you play, contextually, that's E minor. So 10, 7, then play the bass again with 8 on the E string and pull it off to 7. Okay, you can play the entire chord. It's a very fast pull off. Then take your pinky and slide back from 5 to 3 on the E string, put on the C chord and play it. Okay, because it's here I stand in the light of day. Okay, That's what she sings, only a lot higher than that, and I don't want to embarrass myself. So it's D, 8/7, pinkie, slide from 5 to 3. Okay, now the timing has to be very specific. It's this. Okay, now it's not the smoothest line, but that's what she sings. What can I do? I told you I've tried to make the best arrangement I could, and if we need a small lapse into a 16th note, then whatever, you know. Whatever, you know. Okay, focused. I have ADHD, come on. Now, you carry the C chord, okay? So it's... And then, you play this. Okay? But this was a mistake, because you don't have to play the G minor here. It's still G. It's 3/3 on the E string, 2 on the E string with the G bass as before, and then play just the B string on 3 this time, because it's a G chord, it's not the G minor chord, you don't need the minor note, so it's... Okay, and then you play a high D chord, open D string, bar with your first finger, bar the first and second strings on 10 and 10, and then add 9 on the G string, so you have this. Now, I like to use fingerstyle as much as I can, and this is too full for fingerstyle in my opinion, so I just play strings 1, 3, and 4. And that way it outlines the chord, because if we add the B string, then it sounds okay. It sounds a bit full. It sounds a bit cluttered. So this, if you only play strings 1, 3, and 4, it gives it some breathing space. Okay, instead of too many notes. And this arrangement is lean on notes anyway, so why burden it with a full chord? That's just my opinion. You can play the full chord if you want. Okay? And then, ready for this? Without the C bass this time, you play a solo, you play on the B string, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, pull off to 0, 0, 1, pull off to 0, open G string, G chord. Okay? Let's play the final chorus again. 8 to 7. This is not 8 to 7, it's 10 to 9. I'm still on the D chord. Oh no, I forgot the change. Okay, slide to 5, back to 3. Same thing. G5, D5, change, 10, 7. Okay, this wasn't smooth. 10, 7, 8, 7, 5, 3, C chord. Carry the C chord, one more bar. G here, not G minor. High D, final line, G chord. Okay, so again, one last time. No, you know what? No, let's just play the final line. So we're done. Before you go, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and go download the tab from the website for free, always for free. Everything is for free because my goal is to teach the world guitar. That's what I want to do. If you want to help out with that, there's a donation button on the website. If you want to give something back for this lesson, anything, I will be very, very appreciated, and will roll back into LickNRiff, into making time to make more of these free lessons. If you want to give something back for my work on LickNRiff, or if you just want to show your appreciation, any donation would be very, very generous of you, and I thank you in advance. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. As I said, there are a ton of lessons here already, and I always try to make new ones. This has kind of become my job. I still have a day job, but this has kind of become my life's work in the past few years. So subscribe and help me spread the word. All I ask in return is for you to spread the word, to tell people about LickNRiff, and share, because it's free and there are free lessons and it's free knowledge, and I want to teach the world how to be creative with their guitars. That's my aspiration in life, to make people more creative and help people connect with their own musicianship. Anyway, you go practice this. Thank you very much for watching. Go get this under your fingers. Have fun. Make your own arrangement. Don't try to copy what I do unless you like it, and then by all means do. But still, try to make it your own. Create your own version of this. Create your own guitar legacy. And I'll stop talking now. And goodbye for now. Thanks for watching.